What's going on, y'all? This is Aaron EBM. Welcome to the den. We back in here today. Man, I just wanted to catch up. I just got finished eating, man. You ever start eating and then you watch 600 Pound Life? That's what happened. That's what happened to me. I started eating and then I watched 600 Pound Life, and then I was like, nah, I gotta put the plate down. I can't do this to myself or anybody else in this house. So yeah, I put the plate down, y'all. So just gonna wait and see if a few people come in. Just come kick it with y'all for a little bit to catch up. Got going on. Get my notes up. All right. So it's hump day, y'all. I know y'all ready for this week to be over with, just like I am. I've been ready. I'm ready. I'm really ready for this long Christmas break that we usually get. You know what I'm saying? They already talking about people having to come in to work, so I'm not one of them. So I'm all good on that end. Let's see. Move this up in here. All right. All right. All right, y'all. We back in here. Man, I just was in the clouds, in the manosphere, in the YouTube streets and in the clouds and seeing some stuff. So I wanted to talk about that today. Wonder how you guys think and wonder how you guys feel about all of that. So I was actually in on let me see. I was actually on SKC's page last night. Shout out to SKC, by the way. He did a pretty good job. If you haven't been by his channel, go check it out. And he was actually talking about what was missing in the black community. What was the missing link between what's been going on, what's been displayed as far as the violence, how we treat each other, how we treat our communities, what we do to each other. And he ultimately was talking about love. So love was the aspect of it. So I appreciated the actual live stream, so because it was good. It was much needed, in a much needed discussion to be had. So I wanted to add to that. And I was thinking, like, what was missing in the black community that was hindering the black community was not only the love aspect and how we treat each other, but the hopelessness, because without hope, move this around real quick, without hope or hopelessness, you got a lack of caring. And what a lack of caring does is ultimately makes you not care or not pay attention to the things that's going on around you. That with not caring comes the trash in the streets. When not caring comes the violence that you see that is displayed towards each other. Without caring is women and men getting together and popping out babies. Y'all know how it go. Women popping out babies left and right for dudes they really don't need to be having babies by, and then those babies are raised, and the cycle continues. You have the grown men, 30, 40, 50, still living like they're 19 and 20-year-olds. And because why? If it's a lack of caring, and it's a lack of caring about today as well as caring about tomorrow, what what is there? What is there? If there's no hope or there's no caring, what is there to look forward to? There's no 401k at the end of the road. There's no retirement. There's no light at the end of the tunnel. There's no rainbow or pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. There just is. So you're living in a perpetual state of, you only live once and living in the moment. And what does that do? You're seeing right now the after effects or the of not caring. That's what we're seeing. We're seeing people that's going day to day, living uh at the seat of their pants, like you see in my videos all the time, and I play my videos, and I know I probably get flack, and I probably lost some subscribers by the videos that I make, but it needs to be said. That's why I salute the brothers that came before us, the Manosphere 1.0s, 2.0s, mediocre tutorials and reviews, Kevin Samuels, all of them, because if there was at one point growing up in this gynocracy, this gynocratic gynocratic dictatorship has pretty much made men not want to say anything. Or we always feared of being canceled or being shut out or being just straight up made to feel like we didn't have a say so. But now that we have a say so, it can't be you opened up Pandora's box. And that's what you're seeing now. But the hopelessness is a big part of it. You know what I'm saying? If there is no hope, there what job do you have? You don't have a six-figure job. You don't have a degree or have a job to look forward to. You know what I'm saying? It's always the media has always made it seem like people in the inner cities and people in the ghettos and people that are underprivileged will have a predisposition to being, crazed or being not cultured or just being, evil, and it is more than that. It's a point. It's being in that state of hopelessness or in that state of not caring about tomorrow or not caring about the future is what leads to the behaviors that you're seeing in these hoods. Because you could take a person out, of that said environment, put them in an environment for them to thrive. And yes, they have, excuse me, yes, they have habits that would impact their future, but they have a better chance of doing something and actually making something out of themselves. So it's a lot to unpack. It's a lot to think about, and I suggest anybody that cares, start talking about it. You see a lot of brothers actually in the space, they act like they don't care. They act like they have completely removed themselves, in which we all do at some point. If you have any kind of spark in you to actually do something different, and you don't get completely engulfed in the things that are going on in our community that would negatively impact you, yes, you make a way to get out. You make a way to lift yourself up. You pull yourself up. I hate saying pull yourself up out of your bootstraps, because what do you say? How do you tell somebody to lift themselves up by their bootstraps that do not have bootstraps? That can't afford the laces. So I use that I use that term loosely when I say that. But you they have a chance. They do better when you're pulled out of those situations, and it's not just in innate sense of wanting to be crazy or wanting to do too wrong that actually is going on in the community. Yeah, we hate it, and like I was saying, if you didn't care about it, you wouldn't continue to talk about it. That's the thing. People, we like to seem like we're tough and we're hard and we don't care about what's going on in the community, in the community for some of the people who talk about it. But who wants to continue to get up in the morning or in the evening, whenever you have to get up, turn on the news, and the first thing you see is something negative. The first thing you see is a group of black people fighting in the street. This or that, or somebody gets killed, or somebody gets shot every weekend, every other day. I mean, it gets taxing and gets draining. But ultimately, you don't want to see your people in this shape. Who does? Nobody wants to see that. So I'll shout out to what's going on, Seven Beauty. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Um, none of us wants to see that. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, we keep up this hard exterior. We make it seem like we don't really care, because we're really taught to be strong. The men in the community are taught to be strong and hold the line, be tough, and in a way, we should be tough. We shouldn't be easily broken. But there's a sense of you wanting to there's a sense of you wanting to really help, or to be, what's the word I want to put it, be more caring about what's going on in our community. You wouldn't if we wouldn't be human if we didn't. So I get it. I get that people want to front. I get that people want to put up this hard rough exterior, but in the end, we all really want what's best for each other, and there's some people that really don't care. There's some people that will always are always what they call it, be apologetic or apologists for the people that's doing things for us. But you can't even really worry about those kind of people. It's not until things really hit rock bottom for some of these people till they realize that really all we got is us. It might seem like that other people have your back, but in the end, we all know we're the ones that's supposed to lift each other up. You can't wait for other people to outside of your tribe. You can try, and it's good to want to work, and it's good to want to be around different people. But in the end, we're the only ones that's going to look out and actually lift us up. So, what does that bring me to next? I want to talk about let's talk about the red pill a little bit. Let's talk about my introduction to the red pill. I say it like that in quotations because if most people really are introduced into the red pill or the red pill way of thinking and not even know they're introduced into red pill. You know, I figured I've been red pill aware since maybe middle school or something like that. Middle school, 12, 13 years old. Most of the time you become red pill aware. That being said, you are really knowledgeable about what is going on between the relationship of man and woman. That's the first time you begin to see that girls select the men that they want to select. They either want the high school athlete, or they want the people that they want to kind of boost or elevate themselves, in that social part of society, or in high school. So you see it at a real early age. It's only till now that you've been able to really put a word to it. So it's being red pill or going through these stages in life or a natural thing. It's nothing that is out of the ordinary, but so I call it a healthy thing if you're able to work through it. We would call it just life. We wouldn't call it red pill. It's just being alive or being uh just going through life. Now, see, and it's fine. So my issue is not with red pill because I feel like myself, my a lot of my thoughts and thought patterns align with red pill ideology. I am, you know, more conservative on some things now that I have got a little older, and that's something that's funny. Everybody grows up liberal, because everybody wants to indulge and engage in things that they probably shouldn't be engaged with, but really want to explore because they're humans. And then when you start having kids, that's when you really start to become more conservative. Everybody's liberal till you have kids, and then you like, hell no, not my daughter. She ain't doing none of that. But of course, that's just a part of life. Um, but being red pill comes with a thing called red pill rage. And this is what I've been seeing. I've been seeing a lot of men that seem to be stuck in a red pill rage. You know, when you get hurt or when you go through life and you have your ups and downs and be exposed to the red pill, kind of like in the Matrix. You're able to take the blue pill or take the red pill, but you decide to take the red pill and exactly see the world in a different light. You're able to kind of be in the fourth person, look into life in the relationship aspect of it, and you're able to decode and decipher and grow from there on out. And that's what I believe red pill is. So it has to be. It can't be perpetual. You can't stay in a perpetual state of red pill rage. Forever arguing with women. Not saying that healthy debate is bad. So the healthy debate is good. We have to talk to each other. We have to uh really bounce the ideas off of each other and talk to each other to be able to get to a different spot. So that's good. That's not a problem. What the problem is it becomes a straight battle. It becomes 100% battle, only thinking about whether you're going to win or lose, or not thinking about what you have to gain or what the opposition has to gain. Becomes a straight uh battle about winning. You're upset and you begin to say things regardless if it's helpful or not. you begin to act in a certain way that really is not conducive to your life and conducive to you being a better person. Yeah, that's the problem I have with it. It's not supposed to be perpetual. You're supposed to grow. You're supposed to get beyond the red pill rage, and you're supposed to actually turn into something that you didn't know you can turn into, and then therefore be able to help the next person that's going through. Because you don't know, a lot of men go through things. They get divorced. They get with a woman that they thought was their all, and they get cheated on. The world comes crashing down. During the divorce, they get everything taken from them. The kids get pulled away from them. Shout out to Mr. Palmer. Forget that child support. A lot of women are even exposed then to being only wanting the money, wanting the money more than fostering the relationship between the father and the child that they are no longer with. So I understand there needs to be a spot, there needs to be a place for that, because you have to work through it and you have to get better. See, but what I've been seeing is it's becoming fringe, if I could say it like that. There is an extreme amount of people on one end that just want to fight and just want to argue, and it's a big group of people that just want to be panderers, and then you have the people that are in the middle, like myself. I'm married, been married for 12 years. I got my kids, so I can't really relate to the red pill rage part of it, but I have been there and I have went through that. There's a place for men that are in relationships that know how to make relationship work. There's a group of pickup artists that are good for getting the men that are kind of afraid of approaching women, getting with women. There is the player sector. Shout out to DJ Kuda, the player section that actually lets you know how to talk, how to walk, how to dress, and then you need men to help you when you begin to move past those days. You get older, and you can't be a 50, 67-year-old player unless you like Hugh Hefner or somebody like that. And let's be honest, we're most of us not going to be in the lane as Hugh Hefner. So we can actually fail too. I hate to talk about the hoes winning, but really, I mean, does it want to be about just the hoes winning and the men losing, and I'm being this and she's being that, or do we want to actually move past? That goes back to what I'm saying about the hopelessness. We get stuck into this part to where we can't see anything beyond the fight. There's so much more that all of us can be doing in the space. Are we going to continue to be and argue about Brittany Renner? you know are we going to continue to argue about people that we are never going to interact with, or are we going to start getting together, building our platforms, talking about the tech, talking about the lighting, talking about presentation, speech? Are we going to start putting together classes? Do we really want to build, or do we want to stay in this perpetual state of arrested development? That's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm seeing. I'm saying, like, just like in the streets and just like in our culture, we begin to get stuck and our feet glued down to all this stuff that really doesn't make sense. But we have a lot of talented brothers out there that really, maybe need a hand to be lifted up. They might need the extra assistance. They might need to be pointed in the right direction. If I don't know something, well, maybe I let so and so over here help you out, because I don't know a lot. Now I know more about lighting, but the homie over here knows about the sound. He can hook you up. He'll let you know what to do. Or it has to be more than just getting stuck in this gossip and arguing stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's cool. It's entertaining. Don't get me wrong. I like to get in there and troll a little bit. That's just a part of it. But what else is there? You know what I'm saying? What else is there? You want to wait on the heavy hitters to pick you up. You want to try to wait and see, well, maybe TLA or maybe O'Shea Duke Jackson is going to give his hand out to me, or instead of waiting for the heavy hitters to pick us up, why can't we all just give each other small nudges instead of waiting on big nudges? It's, because if you wait like that, you're not going to make things happen like you want it to happen. I try to tell people this. I get on panels from now and again, but the you get tired. It really is draining to get in a bunch of arguments with people. You know what I'm saying? But you know, the married guys, there's a lot of married guys in the sector, but a lot of us sometimes you get called simps. That's another point for me. That's another point while I'm at it. I'm finna go off. I'm finna go off the trail a little bit. Simp. We have got That's one thing about our community. We will take a word and give it 11 different meanings. 11 different meanings. It can be, simp can mean somebody that's paying for everything that a girl wants. A simp is somebody that shows their emotion. A simp is somebody that tells a lady how beautiful she is. A simp is somebody who says that tells the mother they love them more than once or twice a day. And that's the problem. There's no standard in anything we do. We want to operate in this land of gray areas. When is it going to be a standard? It's not a simp to get married or have a woman and have a wife. For most, that is the ultimate goal. But a lot of brothers feel like today's with today's dating market, with the way it's portrayed, because I don't really believe that all women feel the way that they are being betrayed. But nevertheless, that's what media is doing. They're being portrayed as only wanting men that make 6 7 8 figures, and they're only making 40 or 30 grand. And then you got the men that women are saying all they want is the hoes. And you got a lot of people that are really feel like, let's be honest, they really feel like the other party is not good enough for them when they're both there in the middle area. you know what's wrong with being in the middle area? I'm not saying that your life has to be middle or mediocre, but let's be honest, it's a lot more us average or regular people than it is a lot of the crazy movie stars and all those kind of people out there. There's more of us. There was once upon a time that two regular people could get together. Two regular people could get together, make something shake, make something happen, and put $250,000 salaries together, make $100,000, and go out and get them a house and make them a pretty good life. But TV and the internet and social media and all the other stuff has made it seem like everybody has to have this $1 million glamorous life when you can have a wonderful life making middle class money. This is something Gary Vee said, and it's always stuck to me. If you haven't seen Gary Vee on YouTube, go look up Gary Vee. Man, you can look up Gary Vee's like on every platform on the planet. So look up Gary Vee. Gary Vee said, "Why is everybody striving to be millionaires? Why is that your ultimate goal to be a millionaire? Why can't your ultimate goal be to make what you're making now, but making it for yourself and being living and working on your own time? It's you can't get that time back. You can work hours and hours and hours on end, making 100 $200,000. But a lot, be honest, just be honest. I'm in the corporate world. I'm in an office setting. The more you make in these office settings, the more or the less time you have. The less time you have with your family, the less time you have to do the things you want to do. You have to work. You'll work, eat, sleep, and live through your company. So you can strive to be this. I don't want anybody not to strive to be excellent, not to strive to be great, but you got to realize there is a sacrifice for spending all of that time working, trying to make money, wanting to raise yourself up on the corporate ladder, and then you look back and you're missing basketball games, you're missing football games, you're missing time that you could have been spending with your family. And then a relative dies, but you're just too busy to go visit them, and you can't get the time back. It's some people it's made for, and some people it's not. That's why they tell you that a lot of times that the high rollers are the people that are starting to make six figures in their life don't start making that kind of money until they're 40 and 50 above. Why? Because when they're 40 and 50 above, a lot of time their kids are gone out of the house, and they can devote more of the time to the company that they're working at, or the program, or whatever it is they're doing. They have more time, you they have more selfish time. I say it like that. They'll have more time to themselves to be able to do that and not hinder the people around them. But people don't really realize this. They see your favorite entertainer, they see your favorite rapper, your hip hop artist, or whatever, making what seems to be easy money. But if you even look at them, man, they have to be in the studio all the time. They have to be on the road. They have to be, if you're on a movie set, you have to be on a movie set for months. That stuff doesn't come easy. None of it does. And if that life is presented to a person on a in a booklet in front of them to say, look, this is the time you're going to have to spend on the grind. This is the time you're going to have to spend away from your family. This is the time you have to spend not doing any of the stuff you want to do. Not eating the way you want to, because acting when you're famous or when you're in the spotlight, you really can't eat the foods that you want to eat because you have to obtain this image. So if you put that in front of people, most people will shy away and say they don't want anything to do with it because it's work. And nobody wants to work. Nobody really wants any of that stuff. They just want to quit. Look, like I said, when it was a time and a place that women and men in the middle section, in the middle class, were happy with each other, happy knowing that they could get with a person and be completely content having that person and be happy. But it's something's happened, and it's not good. I mean, like Kevin Samuels has kind of taken the sheet, the veil off of it, but he didn't start it. So what was I saying? What was I saying? He didn't. Kevin Samuels didn't start it, but it goes to the simp thing. Like I was saying, to me, and I believe simp should be anything or anybody, any man that is putting X amount of effort, completely more effort than what he is giving, or what the female is giving to him for her for her non-sexual and sexual attention. If you're having to give her gifts, if you're having to give her your time, if you're having to give her, money when you barely have, just to keep her around or just to keep your attention, that's simping. Being married is not a simp. That if I hear a lot of people talking about nuclear families and growing the black family and wanting the black family to succeed, and how can we grow the black family, but then you're 100% against marriage. And I understand that you're not against the getting together of a man and a woman. I know they're not against that, and a lot of men are afraid that they'll get taken for their money, their finances, and everything in between if they get with the wrong person. But I am a firm believer. I'm a firm believer that discernment when picking your mate or picking the woman that you feel like you want to be with the rest of your life comes down to discernment. You can't sit here and want to pick a woman that's checking off all these materialistic wants of yours, and then you so happen to get it, and then expecting to put all you put $100 on red like you're at the roulette table. You're gambling. That is a gamble. I don't suggest any brother just go out these days, get with a woman without discernment, without vetting her family, without vetting her friends, without seeing what she does, seeing how she interacts around people, and so on and so forth. Because you have to discern. These days, so many people are just trying to get over, but but we are still the same humans that we were. You have, besides that social media aspect, things have really the nature of females and the nature of males have not changed all that much. Hold on. Grab this real quick. I just put that link in there in case somebody want to get on. So it's crazy. So it is. It's something else. It's something. It is really something to think about. Something to continue to talk about. I don't feel like we're nowhere near what we need to be. It is. It's a lot to work. A lot of work to get done. And when we get done uh, arguing, we get done having fun. We really do continue to need to continue to talk to each other, foster the conversation between women and men. Um, men though, they need in the space, we really do need to focus and hone in on going and getting to the next level. What is that next level going to be? It's been so many women, it's been so many men that come into the space that just skyrocket and take off, and there's a lot more brothers that could be doing the same thing, but we get so stuck on things that don't really make sense, and then a lot of us get lazy in the fact of our in our whole in the grand scheme of things. We get lazy and we don't really want to put in more work to actually get to the next level, because it hurts that the more work you do, the more pain it is, the more the goals you have, the bigger and better your ideas get, the more uh the bigger your whole outlook gets on your whole um operation. It begins to hurt. The growing pains start. You begin to feel uncomfortable. You begin to feel like you don't want to really stay up and put in that work. You don't want to miss out on something. You don't want to miss out on some of the TV or the games, or basketball season, football season, whatever you're into. You don't want to miss out on those things, and I understand. But brothers, we have to learn how to uh sacrifice. You can sacrifice without without losing yourself. You can sacrifice without losing everything. Like right now, I want to be out there watching 600 pound life. I want to watch a little bit of that, but I really want to talk to you guys. I feel like I've got my wife pushing me to get on here, but a lot of times I really don't even feel like starting up this roadcaster. I'm like, damn, I gotta go in there, I gotta push all these buttons, I gotta turn my laptop on, I gotta put my screen on, turn my audio, my camera on, man. I just don't feel like doing it. But sometimes you gotta sometimes you gotta make yourself do the things that you want to do to get better. A lot of this stuff is through trial and error. I'm not a trained broadcaster. So I understand when you have the aversion to want to get out of your comfort zone and do something different and do something else. That's a reason. You want to be honest. That's really a reason why a lot of these women in this space are doing so much better than the guys doing now. But on I'll say between a couple of the male content creators, you got like 8 against the 2 content creators that have immaculate production. You know, I'll say maybe 3 men, 10 women. But they put the work into the backgrounds. They put the work into the things that men really did, just like ourselves. We really don't want to put the effort into, and I believe a lot of that just comes from growing up not putting ourselves first. We grow up in this matriarchy, growing up believing and really wholeheartedly feeling that we have to put ourselves second. We have to put ourselves second to the woman or the women around us in our lives. We have to put ourselves second to feeding, to taking care of everyone around you, the people that you are responsible for. And yes, you're supposed to take care of all that. You're supposed to do all of that. But when do we worry about self care, man? It's okay to have self-care. It's okay to say, hey, look, no, you're not going to get this right now, because I have to focus in on myself. I want to grow. I want to do something different. I want to be able to say that when I go to bed at night, I want to be able to say that I did everything I could, you know, to make myself better. Now, if you go to bed and you know that you could have went in a little bit harder, you could have put in the grind just a little bit longer, you could have pushed yourself a little bit harder and a little bit, a little bit stronger, then you know that, yeah, okay, yeah, I didn't do so good. I told myself that I couldn't go anymore, but but I really could have put in, maybe an hour more doing what I wanted, doing my work. I could have put in, got an extra couple of video ideas out. Could have wrote some outlines. I could have came up with some thoughts, made a couple phone calls, try to get a couple of collabs going. You know, but it's not going to come in without doing that work, and and I'm just trying to be that voice. I feel like there is a lot of fringe content. I've been out there. I got my feet to the pavement. That's what I do. I put my feet to the pavement, and I see a lot of women out here saying that the manosphere is full of negative incels, and all they do is complain. And then when you go through here and turn on your TV or your phone, and then half the people are cussing everybody out, and then the other portion of them are you know uh just completely negative without any real solutions in sight, or really anything outside of just being negative. You're just giving them more ammo to use against you. You know, that's why I say it has to be voices of reason in here. It has to be people that actually want to 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 grow the space, to want to help, and that's what I want to do. I want to help as much as I can help. I want to let guys know out there that I'm not the best at what I'm doing right now, but I'm not the worst, and I only intend on getting better from here on out. I didn't start with just a cell phone. I could have, but we all get a little gear acquisition. If you're in the tech, you know what that gear acquisition system is, syndrome is. It's that gas. You want to get the best and the biggest and best and strongest equipment you can, but you really don't need all of that to get your point across. you know it's about the message, it's about the word, it's about your presentation, it's about your personality. We got to be personable. We can't sit here and be men wanting to reach out reach out to the aisle and pick people up or want people to work with us if we're not personable, if we're not affable, if we're miserable acting, or we're always getting into confrontations ourselves. Why would anybody say anything good or anything positive about a person that is like that? I'm telling guys, I tell guys this, and I will continue to tell guys this too. We often see that a lot of the women out here, these today's modern women, don't really want to put in the work for a male. They've been taught that it's not all their fault. After a certain time, it's their fault, but it's not all their fault. That message has been beaten into the head that only thing that matters is their money, the degrees, the accolades that they get, and the man is secondary. You seen that with April Mason. April Mason let the cat out the bag when she said that a lot of the man is secondary, and don't worry about the man. You worry about being that boss chick, and then if the man comes along, great. If he doesn't, you got your money. But we can't put everything on the woman all the time. Men, I've caught men doing this too, especially the some of the highly educated brothers too, that think that when they get their degree, when they get the money and they finally get to the status they're at, that women should just take them as they are too, and the wallet should pay, take them to wherever they need to go. But in all actuality, listen up. If you don't listen to anything else I say here, listen to this, because this is going to help you out a lot. You don't have enough money to be able to throw your money out on the table and it be good enough for you to get an attractive woman. Whether what race, I don't care what race she is. I don't care if she's black, white, Hispanic, whatever. If you want the caliber of lady that I think you're wanting, especially when you make a certain amount of money, it's going to take more than just $100,000. It's going to take more than just $100,000. It's going to take You're going to really have to be a multi-millionaire to be able to push your weight around like that, to be able to throw money on the table and say, hey, this is the woman I want. You're gonna have to have more, than that. And since more than likely, just by statistics, you probably won't. It'll be a good thing to work on your speaking skills. That's where the game comes in. I know a lot of people say that's controversial talking about the game, but the game is the mouthpiece, knowing what you're doing, knowing what you're talking about, being able to talk to a lady, slide up next to a lady and tell her you want to talk to her, you like the way she's looking, you want to get to know her, and so on and so forth. It's not just coming out looking bummy, looking scruffy, wearing any, the same work clothes you wore to work is the same clothes you're gonna take her out wearing. You can't do that. So you got to get your clothes game up. You got to get your talking game up. You got to do different things to help make yourself more valuable to the woman. You're gonna dress up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You can't be the third, in your, especially if you're on this dating field and you're in your 30s. Look, dressing like you're 15, 20 years old is not going to work. I'm not saying that, that's something I do agree with some of the OGs out there. You can't just wear your Jordans in the same clothes you had on in high school and expect to get, yeah, you're going to get what you're going to pull what you're putting out. So if you're putting out this vibe, you're gonna pull in those same chicks that you're putting this vibe out for. So sometimes you have to sit back and change your wardrobe. You can't come out all dusty all the time. You know what I'm saying? You can't come out dusty and start making a little money and thinking that little money is gonna outweigh the dustiness. It's not gonna work. It's not going to work. Oh man. But it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff in here I've been seeing in the black manosphere that I've been seeing. Like I say, I believe I am a necessary force in this space. I'm going to continue to be that force in this space. I look forward to getting on some more of the panels with you guys. I just been working myself up to it. That's why I just went ahead and turned on this camera. I shout out to DJ Kuda again. You got to get on the camera sometime. You got to let yourself be known, not be a faceless avatar all the time. For you guys that don't know, I do make a lot of pre-recorded content. So if you are a panelist and you're a frequenter to this sector of YouTube, I suggest uh, start making you pre-record. Start mastering the art of recording. Master the art of your camera. Master the art of visuals. Presenting yourself on the camera. you know um a big one for me is my speech, because I am from the Midwest, so a lot of the things and a lot of the way the words want to come out that I know people around me understand, you guys probably really won't understand. So I have to really work on the way I speak to you guys. I appreciate the love, everybody. I appreciate you coming out. I appreciate you subscribing to the channel. So if you watch this live stream, or if you happen to share this live stream. Matter of fact, all the brothers out there, the players that I deal with from time to time, if you see the stream or you've been on my page, tell people about my page. Share this stream. Continue to watch my pre-recorded content. I'll have some more coming out. I think I have another video out coming tomorrow. I appreciate you again, Seven Beauty. I appreciate you, that one person coming out making that content. That means the world to me. I know it'll be more to come. So I appreciate it, guys. You have a good night. Until next time, people. Peace. I'm gone.